Watch it.
Got something for just about everybody in here. Give a holler if you have any questions. Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures. Do come back. I'm all ears.
That's all you got.
I feel like it would be better to have my microphone activated while I play this. Okay. So we got a quest to go place this warp soul gem into a converter or something. I don't quite understand it, but we're gonna go anyways. And there go all the viewers. Nice. Right as I start talking. Come back. I want to fight you. Perfect. Where did he go? For fuck's sake. You can climb that mountain. You see that mountain over there? You can climb it. Okay. That should have hit him. Oh, finally. Decided to come down and say hi. I guess dragon's gonna land wherever dragon's gonna land. Oh, he landed right on the tomb. Wait. That's crazy.
I'm right behind you. I am sworn to carry your burdens.
Oh, she can't actually carry the dragon bones. Interesting. Is it because of all the other shit that you're carrying? Probably.
Lead on. I've got your back. I am sworn to carry your burdens. Lead on.
She looks honestly so much better in the plate armor than the regular steel armor, because the steel armor in this game looks kind of bad. Even with mods, it's just kind of like, it looks weird. Yes. This is my favorite part. Oh yeah, isn't this the other Aetherium spot? Oh, am I supposed to heat it as in like... Is it... Lydia?
Still here. As you wish, my Thane.
Oh. I'm so stupid. just wanted to discover that place because the Ethereum Forge area is gonna require me to come back here. Which it would be nice to just travel here and walk instead of having to walk an even further distance than that. Talk to the goat. Talk to the goat. What does it mean?
I'll skin you alive. Oh well, must have run off. I'm warning you, that was enough. That's close enough. Back off. We are on the hunt. Fight well. I'm warning you. Never should have come here.
Never should have come here. Are you... wait, what? Whatever do you mean 1,000 bounty added to the reach? They can't just like, no. 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 Oh, hey Zormak. It's the biggest of poggers. Finding a cave. Yeah, I don't understand, like, I didn't do anything. I just walked up to him like this and supposedly activated their aggro, and then my Flame Atronach attacked them before I did, or before they did, I mean, and caused the whole fucking scene. So... oh yeah, it's really good. I really like it because, you know, like the little favorites menu looks cool. The map layout thing when you do local map is, you know, it looks like an actual map. Really nice. It is Sky UI. The mod that you're seeing here that changes the look of it is called Dear Diary, and it changes it to make it look like Oblivion. And it's, I don't know if regular Skyrim UI lets you do this with WASD, but yeah, the thing that's missing to make this more like Oblivion is being able to view yourself as you put on your clothing. But I mean, you can just do that like this. I also have the UI, or no, not UI, the audio overhaul on this. So the audio in Special Edition is like very fucking compressed. Like there's like a flat line of just audio, like cut off on a lot of like music and voice lines. So it sounds like really crusty on some of like the side quest shit and even some of the main character stuff like Alduin. But this combines audio from PS4 and vanilla from PC. So it's really nice.
Azura's wisdom to you, friend. Excellent. You've done us a great service. Here is your reward. Safe travels.
My ultimate goal right now for this playthrough is to get the permanent thralls for the Frost Atronach, the Fire Atronach, and the Lightning Atronach. Those cost like 556 magicka to spawn, and it's a master level spell. And I think it'd be really cool to just have permanent
Divines bless you.
Atronachs.
May the ground you walk quake as you pass. It worked then. Let me see. Goodness, that's it, isn't it? Yes. It's not perfect, but it's a close enough approximation that it should certainly suffice for initial tests. You've done excellent work here. Truly excellent. There's only one thing missing now, and that should be arriving shortly. I'll begin preparations. Thank you again so much for this. All right then. You want something from me?
Yeah, I tried to play Halo MCC, like as a side thing, just to like, make the pass of time like shorter. But
can you possibly help Jazargo?
it made it longer because I didn't enjoy MCC like at all.
It is difficult to admit, but Jazargo could still use some help. Jazargo has seen that Toftir likes you. You must be very skilled with magic, yes? Jazargo is working hard, but cannot do it alone. Can you... Jazargo will... You tell Jazargo. Let's see. This one, I think. It is especially potent against the undead. Jazargo gives you plenty of these scrolls, so you try them and return when you can say whether they work.
Yeah, aggressive permanent flame Atronachs is a good thing. I can't see that
I've
not
got your
being a
back.
bad thing.
As you will, my Thane. I will protect you with my life.
What do you mean investigate the cryptic message? Oh, right, because of the library. It probably has a second copy of that book. Is Bleak Falls Barrow cleared, though? Because there are certain times where dungeons respawn their enemy pool. I just want to know. Nope, yeah, it resets. Just like I thought it would. Oh yeah, the burning corpses is also a nice mod to have as well. Oh yeah, Lydia, don't get burned by that. That's not good. No, she just has the regular, like, ebony mace.
I've got your back. I am at your command.
She, yeah, this thing. I think I would give her Molag's mace if only she kept using it, because as you see, she's currently using her fucking bow for some reason.
I'll follow.
I also gave her an ebony shield that's just taking up space as well. She, I don't understand why she doesn't use it. Or ebony shield. I don't know if I said mace or shield. Fuck. Do they say the same thing if I walk up to them? No, they don't. Yeah. Hjaltis? Okay, why do I have this stuff? Oh, and the chest did reset. Interesting. I've never returned here after the first time. But I know there's Draugr I can use for the quest here.
Huh?
Wow, he's strong. This shit again? Of course. That one requires 2 instead of 1. You think I would have remembered this playing like 10 years of Skyrim, but no. Oh, a spider respawns. And it's just fucking disintegrated. Right.
I'm right behind you. All right, what is it? What do you need? Okay, got it. Still need me to do something? We heading out? As you wish, my Thane.
But she'll chill out over here. She's not gonna go anywhere. She's just gonna like find a spot to hang out. Because I don't want her killing these fucking Draugr while I'm trying to farm the quest things. I can't actually tell if I have... Okay, there we go. Where are you going, dude? Okay, she's just gonna chill out and look at the spider. Yeah, exactly. I need some undead for a quest. Let me just, Oh. Okay. So, when he meant potent, he really meant potent. Okay.
What's the matter with you?
Sorry.
A healing spell? Are you a priest? As you will, my Thane. I will protect you with my life.
I do want to explore the rest of this, though. I want to watch Lydia fucking run face first into this. That's what I want to do. If Lydia is gonna fucking show up. Hello? Lydia? Are you stupid?
Ready to get going? As you will, my Thane. I will protect you with my life.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Oof. Plastic Lydia. I don't even need to, there we go. You know, like I was telling Azrael this, but it's so nice to have like an army of like Atronachs just fucking do the work for you. You know, I said do the work for me, And I kind of meant it. Can you prove my point, please? Thank you. Maybe ice doesn't work too well on the undead. But that would be contradicting Game of Thrones. But who watches that show anyways? And now there's a troll. But there is one big fear. Alright guys, come on. You got this. It's so nice when they actually do something. It's surprising. New moderator, by the way, because your message when you said dumbass got held for review for some reason. Dovahkiin Dragonborn, no, Atronachborn. Fuck yeah, dude. Mommy let you swear on the small YouTube channel. Ow. Oh, is this gonna have the door locked? Okay, good. I was like, I'm not gonna steal the golden claw again. I swear to God. Wow. Zormak said it. I can't believe you. I mean, I could, and I probably do believe you. Wait. Why is this music playing? I already have this. Oh, I see. Well, interesting. That has leveled loot too, so that's really fucking cool. Especially since I just got a major ring of conjuration. I guess that mod really did work because this is not vanilla. I mean, it is vanilla and it's not. There's a lot of things that are not vanilla. Oh, right, I should be, using that. But yeah, the mod that I have installed makes all the lower dungeons have the ability to reset their loot to my current level. So if I ever go back to these older dungeons, then I don't have to worry about not encountering loot that I don't necessarily need, like lower leveled shit. Oh, wow. Out for blood again.
I've got your back. How can I serve you, my king? Lead on.
You fight. See, this is the problem with me not knowing anything about Dark Souls. Is oh, what? You fight dragons with lightning in that game? Oh right, this only works with projectiles. Where did he even go? Advanced fishing. Oh. So does that mean like the significance of lightning in Elden Ring means like something? Or maybe I'm just reading into that too much. Yeah. People were like, oh, the Elden Ring and Dark Souls, they're connected because the one boss throws a lightning bolt and it goes somewhere and it arrives in Elden Ring. You know, like...
Jazargo is pleased. And? Were they magnificent? No. That was not supposed to happen. But Jazargo is pleased to see that you are here, and not in pieces. You are a good friend to have done this. Jazargo will not forget it. May you walk on warm sands.
Yeah, I'm kind of done with the Mage's Guild thing. I need to find Mirabelle and see if she'll sell me closed wounds. Otherwise, I'm just gonna move on and do other stuff for about an hour or so. Where? Oh yeah, she's usually on the second floor. And she's not here. Okay. And what time is it? It's 9 p.m., so these fuckers should be in bed.
Restoration is a perfectly valid school of magic. So you wish to master the arcane arts?
Thank you. Thank you. 15 per second. Yeah, I should do heal other and greater. Okay, that's gonna replace healing hands. Close wounds is gonna replace fast healing. And steadfast ward is replaced by greater ward. The only problem is greater ward.
Research materials constantly disappearing. Once again, I have found very insulting notes left in my personal effects. I'll gladly share my knowledge with you.
Oh, okay. 1,000? No way. No, 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 no.
Huh?
Yeah, this... Wow, that drains so fast. Technically, you can grind... It's a dragon throwing a lightning bolt. That's literally against the concepts of Dark Souls basic lore. Yeah. I guess you're right. That's essentially how you grind restoration. So does that mean that greater ward costs less now? Yeah, it does. Okay, that's really useful, actually. Wow. Yep, that's pretty good. You know, I kind of want to... I want to figure out where this thing's gonna lead me.
Huh?
Then why doesn't it... It's for some reason, and I don't understand why, this Archmage quarters is screwed up nav mesh wise. I need
Still
you to...
here. As you wish, my Thane.
For some reason, and you can see it here. When I activate clairvoyance, it's telling me to go there, right? So it's saying Archmage quarters, and then I'm in the Archmage quarters, and then it says to go back downstairs
There are few
into
places
the
where one can
library.
pursue my type of work without fear of persecution.
Divines bless you. May the ground you walk quake as you pass.
So even though it's telling me to go there, the quickest way is to actually go here. Even though, like, if I were to go here, I have to go through a loading screen. That's not really a loading screen on today's machines. But then it's telling me to go down here. Which I don't... Wait, what the fuck? What do you mean? Huh? Game's weird, dude. Well, all like the magic attacks that I know that do damage in Dark Souls are lightning attacks.
Still here. As you will, my Thane. I will protect you with my life.
Oh yeah, I also need to get rid of my lycanthropy. I'm currently sitting on a lot of... my werewolfness is not being used because well, for one, I don't see the use in using it because people will attack you regardless of your faction, but... Well, yes, but actually no.
I'm right behind you. As you wish, my Thane.
Here for work? Get an axe and bring me all the wood you can chop. We supply Falkreath to the south. Until recently, we supplied Helgen. Falkreath trades with the surrounding holds, and without our wood, they would have trouble keeping their prices low. We have guests as often as we can, but there aren't a lot of travelers these days. The war keeps people off the roads. Doing some building, eh? We can deliver it wherever you need. I'll have them hold over right away. Doing some building, eh? I'll have them hold over right away. Doing some building, eh? I'll have them hold over right away. Doing some building, eh? I can't just give away good timber. I'd better get going.
Why are there so many guards? What the hell?
Steel's good, but loyalty's better. Looking to protect yourself or deal some damage? See me at my forge if you need
Still
arms or
here.
armor.
How can I serve you, my Thane?
Can he take dragon bones? Let's figure this out.
Lead on.
Only a hearty, the finest weapons and armor.
No, he cannot.
But steel's worth every septim. Remember that.
I need to go to Whiterun.
You're someone looking to protect yourself or deal some damage.
Give me all the iron ingots you've got. I also need some of these. Mainly just because
Don't forget to check inside the shop.
sometimes certain mechanical things like locks need the silver and stuff, so that interesting. Realistic looking water. Like you can barely tell it's there, but you can see all like the metal excess stuff just hanging out in the water.
By the gods, what manner of power is that?
What are you looking at? I'm not afraid of you, you know, even if you are my elder.
Dragonborn.
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. If not, let me know. I might have it stored away. Careful now. Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
A bit of this and a bit of that. Can you... Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Do come back. Yep. Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures.
Oh, right, I'm viewing your inventory. Normally I would keep those. I normally would keep all of these Dragon Bones stuff, but because I don't really plan on doing like major smithing, because I will eventually do smithing, but I don't foresee myself really I don't know how to put it. I don't see myself really using Dragon Bones anytime soon.
Remember, I'll give you the best deals.
I mean, it's RP walking. I know you're like a little bit behind, but let me see if I can fix that actually. Because the stream is not... The latency is like normal, mainly because I have shitty internet. But I mean, technically we're already in the Cloud District, but you know. But yeah, anyways, I wish I could walk faster than I currently walk because of the fucking over-encumbered bullshit.
Next time, come see me at my shop. You just let me... Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing. Till next time.
I've got your back. How can I serve you, my Thane? Lead on.
I need to get rid of some of the shit she's carrying.
I'm right behind you. How can I serve you?
Because she's carrying so much. Silver sword, orcish axe. I guess, like, if she wants to, she can switch to the great sword, but I think she's gonna prefer using ebony shield plus the ebony mace.
Let's get going then.
What are you doing that for?
Fixing your fucking store, asshole.
I can tell you're a discriminating customer. Perhaps you're a wealthy one, too. Welcome to... All that matters, isn't it all? Not to mention... but without a doubt, some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures. Till next time.
What's the matter? You can't stand the sight of a strong Nord woman?
Strong Nord woman.
My favorite.
Why does he not speak? I swear this guy just stands here and like stares at them like all day long, because normally he's supposed to be shouting about Talos, but he's not. He's just standing here. Right, I was gonna go and get more of this iron stuff.
It's all, but I think I'm eager to try. The Skyforged steel is all the huh? You know who I am, fool. So why are you asking? By Izmir's beard, I ain't one for humor. You know who the companions are, so quit your asking. Gods be praised.
I never knew. No, I never knew. He's like, are you fucking are you fucking stupid? Well, if I need Quicksilver, I know where to get it.
Still here. Lead on.
What do I need? Oh, right, it's on this one. It's not that one. Oh, iron fittings, lock, 2 hinges, 2 nails. I need a smelter. I need clay and quarried stone and 2 iron fittings. Right, you have
Still
the
here.
pickaxe I gave you.
I am at your command.
Thank you, Lydia, for being useful.
You lead, I'll follow.
Yeah, wasn't the clay like over here? Yeah. And stone now. Okay. Oh, but I have some of this already. Yeah. Smelter. There we go. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need to get straw too. Fuck. That's right. Lock, 2 hinges, iron fittings. nails. Oh, thank you. Okay, Lydia.
Right behind you.
Lydia.
As you will, my Thane. I will protect you with my life. Still here. I'd be honored to be your steward. You've built a fine steading here. Of course. What are we running short of?
I'm gonna do lumber for good luck.
I'll see to it at once. Is there anything else you need? Very good, sir. All right, then.
Yes, please leave and get out of the way. Huh. It's over the east wing. I don't even know. Alright, well, just for practicality's sake. Three locks, 6 hinges, 3 fittings. Hinges. Fuck. Nails. Alrighty, man. Have a good one, Zor. I think I should do armory on this side. I don't know, man. Do armory, why not? Well, actually, I kind of want a library. Library, yeah, let's do library. Yeah. This will be my practical house for everything that I need. Six hinges, 3 locks, 3 fittings. Quarried stone, nails, and sawn logs. Some nails. I'm almost out of stuff here. Let me order some. Wherever Lydia. Lydia!
I trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I do for you, friend? What do you need, my Thane? Certainly. What did you have in mind? Honor to you, my Thane. Of course. What room would you like me to furnish?
You know, maybe I should just build the house before I actually focus on
Of course.
all
What
this
do we...
other stuff.
I'll see to it. Is there anything else you need? I'll see to it. Is there anything else you need? I'll see to... Is there anything else you need? I'll see to it at once.
I mean, it should be fine. I just need to build all the rooms and then I can focus on the furnishing stuff. Okay. Now, in terms of additions, let's do... We're just doing like all the towers on the side. Because why not? Practicality. I'm more of a mage than somebody who needs to take care of children. 3 locks, 6 hinges, 3 iron fittings. Couple more minutes until that Halo reveal.
Everyone says the finest weapons and armor.
Wow. Yes, please.
Whether it's armor you need or a new blade, come see me. Did you use my good hammer?
No.
Last girl, I told you to leave my tools alone. You have yours and I have mine.
I didn't touch it.
Hammers don't have legs.
Did you look behind the forge? I think I saw it there.
Oh, yes. Now that you mention it, I think... I'm sorry about that.
Captain Lonely Game. It's always a pleasure to see you. In fact,
Oh.
I'm glad you're here. There's something you'd like to ask.
Yeah, we'll wait there.
What can I do for you?
I was wondering if you still had many associates in the shipping profession. I have a business proposition for any sailors who might be looking to make a few extra seconds.
If that business proposition includes smart...
Need to find some or dunum. I don't even know that's how you say it. The yellow ingots. That makes sense. Oh boy. Where is you rushing to?
You know you can afford a septim or two.
Oh, he's just late for his shift, I guess. Wait.
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard.
The Dawn
Vampire
Guard.
hunters or something in the old fort near Riften.
Vampire hunters or something.
Joining up myself.
Seems there's no end to the needs of the Imperials. Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs. Turn any... kind you need all... Want the finest weapons and armor. Keeps...
Two more hinges and 3 iron fittings. It's always nails. I swear to God, it's always. Draw.
Honor to you, my Thane.
Sue!
Don't do that!
That should be enough. Let's see, what do I need? I just need sawn logs and the nails. Okay. Yay. Okay, where do I go to buy saw? Let me look. Oh, so Bellathor then.
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. Take a look.
Draw.
Do come back.
There we go. Alright, that's all that was needed. Now, the only thing we have to do is furnish on the inside. I see. Let me just make sure I have the Halo stream pulled up correctly. Okay. I'm gonna pull up the stream. But I'm not gonna stream like the whole thing, but I'm just gonna put window capture on it. Just put it there. And that way I can watch it. You guys can see what I'm looking at, and I can continue playing Skyrim on the side in case anything not interesting is happening, which happens, especially on Halo Infinite. Okay. So I need to take everything from here, kind of. Draw this, iron ingots, stone. I think I don't need stone. Oh, leather strips, huh? Oh, and of course. Goat horns and glass. Okay. I don't see where the glass is being stored, but...
Honor to you, my Thane. Of course. What are we running short of? I'll see to it. Is there anything else you need? I'll see to it. Is there anything else you need?
Alright,
Farewell.
well, trailer time, I guess. Oh, again with this.
A new generation built to fight.
We've seen this already.
Together, we are unstoppable. Are you ready?
No scope. Killing spree.
Hello, let's do some damage.
Skewer acquired.
Grapple check.
Claim the enemy flag. Return it to base. Ordnance drop inbound. The flag is ours. Please call us at your earliest convenience.
No. Did they? No, they. No, the stream crashed. No. YouTube.
For 3 Industries here in Redmond, Washington, and let me just say, it feels
It's been a long
great
time
to
coming.
I'm excited to finally kick this off. I know you all are, so welcome to today's live stream, and we are going to dive into this weekend's upcoming Halo Infinite tech preview. Now, before we get going, just want to give you guys a little bit of context for what we're going to cover today. We're going to have a couple guests rotate through. We're going to dive right into the same exact build that Halo Insiders will get their hands on starting tomorrow. We are live. So all the same known issues that we're aware of in this tech preview that's work in progress are also in this build today. So who knows what's going to happen. Hopefully everything goes smoothly, but just ask everyone to bear with us. Also, I've kind of been in my house in the quarantine for about 2 years, if you can't tell. So we might be a little bit rusty, but we're going to have a lot of fun today. We got a lot of cool stuff to talk about and show. So to kick things off, I want to introduce Sam Hanshaw, producer on the live team. Sam, welcome.
Thanks. It's good to be here. I'm ready to have some fun and introduce our fans to our first tech preview.
So let's sort of start by setting a little bit of context. And I know folks are eager to see stuff and dive in. We're going to get to that in a few minutes, but just let's kind of start at the highest level. We talk about fighting a lot. We talk about tech previews a lot. Kind of what do we want our viewers and our insiders to know? Like, what do we mean? Like, what is the context for what this really is?
Sure. So I think that calling it a tech preview, that encapsulates it. We're testing our technology here. We're looking to get players into games. We're looking to make sure that the servers are up and running well, and that we can support everything with our service infrastructure. Obviously, we also want people to have fun while doing it, and we need to get feedback on the breadth of hardware that we know is out there. You know, we can't test on every combination of hardware that people have for their PCs, but we know that the folks at home can, and so we need your help to do that.
And this is safe to say this will be the biggest scale test that we've been able to do to date. We're talking hundreds of thousands of Halo Insiders have been invited to participate this weekend. And obviously we've been hard at work testing. We've done smaller scale flights to lead up to this point. But like, what does that process look like? Like, what's had to happen to get us to where we are today?
Sure. quite a bit. Been some hurdles along the way for sure. We cut this branch about 2 months ago, and that's when we started with a lot of the testing for it and kind of targeted bug fixes towards getting a stable product to have out today.
I am your sword
for
and your
tech preview.
shield.
Now, it's 2 months old.
Certainly.
It's still got some bugs.
What did you have in
we
mind?
know that. We've got
I'll see to it at once.
robust known issues list for folks to be prepared
Certainly.
before they dive
What
in.
did- I'll see
And
to it
we
at once.
expect you to hit some new
Certainly.
bugs that we haven't
What
seen.
did you have it?
And that's
I'll
part
see
of what
to
we're
it at
excited
once.
about because
Certainly.
we need your help
What
to
did you have it?
find these
I'll
bugs.
keep an eye out for a
and so
good
we can see
count.
how they're
Certainly.
reproduced.
What
and
did you
fix
have
them
in mind?
internally. But yeah, it's been about 2 months of testing,
Very good.
fixing,
I'll
and
see
play
about hiring a
testing,
carriage driver at once.
to get to this.
And if I really wanted to roll it back even further, it's safe to say that we've been flighting as kind of a process. Which, by the way, for those that aren't familiar, because not everybody uses the same jargon out there, right? When we talk about flighting, it's really the process of putting out kind of iterative pre-release software to a target audience with some expected goals to go after. We put the build out, we test, we get the feedback, and we act on that feedback and sort of move on to the next one. So safe to say, we've been doing this for quite some time at a much smaller scale. So this is not the first time we've put the game in the hands of civilians, so to speak. So we've been getting feedback all along. I just kind of wanted to bring that point up. This is not, it's not like we've just been heads down. This is our first time sharing our baby with the world. We've had a small group of various insider private flights, user research. So all these inputs have been a critical part of development really since the beginning, certainly. But now we're opening the floodgates to get all sorts of new perspectives and I think critically, fresh eyes, brand new perspectives.
Yeah, absolutely. Fresh eyes, fresh hardware, like everything that we could ask for is coming from the hundreds of thousands of people who are going to be playing this weekend.
So before we move on, I also just want to comment on, if your Twitter feed's like mine, the invite started rolling out yesterday about 5 p.m. to eligible insiders. It's been kind of a whirlwind of emotions, I'm sure, for many people. Sending out hundreds of thousands of emails, it turns out, takes a lot of time. There are people, as of an hour or two ago, I'm seeing are just now receiving their emails. So I think my message to everyone is, not everyone will get in this particular tech preview and this flight. And we knew that was going to be the case because, we need to incrementally grow. We don't want to, we sort of want to walk before we run, right? But I do want to make sure people know that there will be future opportunities, right? This is not the only tech preview that we've planned between now and launch.
That's correct. This is the first and probably the smallest. So as we grow and over the coming months, as we put out new builds with additional features, they're each going to have a larger and larger audience as we head towards launch.
So just really critically, if you want to be a participant in a future tech preview or flight, please head to haloinsider.com. Anyone can opt in at any point. Make sure your profile is completed. We'd love to get more and more people in for future flights, as Sam mentioned. So Sam, maybe now let's shift gears a little bit. I think one of the really cool and ambitious aspects of this project is kind of the breadth of platforms that we're going to support right now. I mean, we not only is our multiplayer experience free to play, but cross-play. I mean, we are really truly going to where our players are, regardless of platform.
Yeah, and this tech preview is no exception. We're going to be flighting this tech preview on all the platforms we intend to ship with at launch. So you're going to be able to play on anything in the Xbox One family, the Series X and Series S, and we're going to be going out to, as I said before, a variety of PC hardware, and all of that's going to be cross-play.
And the PC, by the way, also on Steam, which we know a lot of fans were excited about. I think for the purpose of this tech preview, we're only on Steam and PC, but obviously that won't be the only means of playing the game. Now, one thing we did want to know, I think, Sam, at a high level, safe to say that the experience that we're going to put out in this tech preview, specifically on each of these platforms, when it comes to like fidelity and performance, safe to say that what's in the preview today is not necessarily indicative of our targets when we launch this game.
Yeah, that's correct. So performance is something that we're working on week after week. And as I said before, this is a build that's about 2 months old. So we cut this from main 2 months ago to work on it. And a lot of the performance work that goes in wasn't appropriate to bring over to this branch because performance work can often create instability. We wanted to keep this as stable as possible when we launch it to you all. So this build, about 2 months behind. Obviously, there's more runway to go before we launch it.
And I would assume the data we get from this tech preview will be really valuable as we continue to sort of make sure we're supporting the widest breadth of PC configurations, for example. And really the team's goal is to deliver a really solid, performant, good-looking experience catered to every player.
Exactly. Couldn't get better myself.
So So speaking of that, I know people are eager to see some stuff. It's kind of cool, really, if you think about it. Life to date, we've only ever shown Halo Infinite running on PC. And we're going to do that here live today in a little bit when we show some stuff off. But this is going to be the first time people can see what the game looks like running on an actual Xbox hardware. So prior to the stream, we were able to put together a little bit of gameplay capture, and I'd like to give folks a glimpse at, this is going to be a Halo Infinite multiplayer match, recorded, I believe, last week here in the studio, just to give people a sense of this is the game as it currently stands running on an Xbox One. So I'm going to give a shout out to Joshua here behind the scenes. He's running production for the live stream. Josh, if you want to cue that up, I think people are really eager to see some gameplay. Let's take a look. Let's see how this game's looking currently on Xbox One.
Mercy!
That shield recharge is so much better.
Sam, clearly we're looking at a little Slayer match here on Bazaar, one of our new maps. There's a lot to take in, I'm sure, for viewers who are just seeing a lot of stuff for the first time here.
Yeah, I can't remember if we've shown things like the pulse carbine being used in first person. I think it was briefly shown in the multiplayer trailer, and I think this is the first time we've shown first-person view of someone walking around in Bazaar.
I think it has. We're also right now kind of getting a look at the friend and foe system that we've discussed in some of our blogs in the past. This is kind of moving away from forcing players into red and blue, allows us to kind of maintain that unique armor customization that's become a greater focal point for Halo Infinite.
Yeah, and I think this is a pretty good example of that, and I think you're really seeing those colors pop
those
out
grenades are
on
kind of
the
weird.
Xbox One hardware. It's great.
I think I just noticed a custom skin applied to that AR there that we saw briefly.
I missed it, unfortunately. I do love the, oh yeah, I love the AR skins. It's kind of nice being able to customize your starting weapon. It's the one you're going to see most often, so I like to have mine looking sharp.
Oh, the
Now,
Commando looks like a
from
really nice
development
weapon.
Playtest perspective, I mean, obviously we've got the teams focusing on all platforms and all builds, and safe to say that we've got folks truly getting sweaty on Durango, on Xbox Series X and S, and low, medium, and high PC specs as well, right?
Yeah, so obviously, as I said before, we can't cover every PC spec out there.
Oh,
We try
right.
to have a good range within our testing, and we have folks playing on Xbox Ones regularly, myself included. I try and playtest on Xbox One as much as possible, because it's a really important thing for us to support and make sure it's looking good.
Yeah, it really is awesome that we're able to kind of bring that audience forward with us, right? I mean, we know there's obviously a large amount of Xbox One players out there, especially as, you know, frankly, some people I think are still eager to acquire a new console, and with some of the supply chain issues that have come around during the pandemic, not necessarily easy for everyone. So, you know, thankfully I'm not one of the engineers. I can't imagine it's necessarily a trivial undertaking to be able to scale so smartly across different hardware, but I gotta say, shaping up super, super nice, and really looking forward to getting some feedback from Xbox One players after this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
They need to just drop Xbox One support.
Well, I think that's going to wrap up that clip that we have. Now we're going to show a little more gameplay here in a bit. We're going to have Tom French, our multiplayer associate creative director, join us. We have another match from Xbox Series X that we're going to get into. But once this wraps up, we're going to jump back over to the build, and we're going to look through this real flight build here. By the way, I heard you're a real Needler fan. Is that true?
That is true. I love the Needler. I think it's one of the most unique weapons we have in Halo, and I've loved every expression of it. Hasn't always been the most powerful gun in the game, but it's always been interesting to use.
It feels like it shreds in this game, at least in our playtest, right?
Yeah.
It's do not sleep on the Needler this weekend. I'll just say that.
Yeah, especially like against bots, like they don't know how to deal with it, so
yeah,
it's real good against them.
You mentioned bots. We'll talk about that a little bit more, a little bit later in the show today when Tom joins us. Why don't we sort of pivot back now to the real build, which I'm sure people are really eager to see. I thought maybe we just kind of help give our players who are going to be a part of the tech preview, just kind of give them the lay of the land a little bit, show them what they can expect and what that's going to look like. So Josh, maybe if you want to cut to, we'll go to my feed, I reckon, and we can sort of take a look at, at our lobby space, I guess. What do we this space that we're going to feed into? Once Josh is able to kind of hit that switch. There we go. So this is it, right? This is our tech preview build. We're looking at it right now live.
Yep, this is the essentially the menu that you're going to hit as soon as you boot up. So you can see like the multiplayer and academy options there. If you hit start, you can get into our main settings, and there's a few settings I think we want to show off.
Let's take a look. I mean, no, I like settings. No one's ever seen these settings in detail before, so we'll kind of take a look here. So we want to make sure, obviously, players understand. Like, the first thing you should do if you're going to be in the tech preview this weekend, probably just kind of get acclimated, tweak your settings to your liking, just make sure that things are sort of the way you want them, if you will. So I think, you know, I'll just quickly scroll through. I'm not going to speak to every one of these. I think we'll be here all afternoon, but I think you're going to find a lot of sort of what you'd expect to find in some regards. You know, hold the sprint if I want to do that. I can kind of really dial in my sensitivity and all that. I'm pretty casual, so I kind of tend to just run the default in a lot of cases. I'm not afraid to admit that.
Yeah, I think that I've never gotten into all the zoom sensitivity settings, but
I'm just worried I would get myself in a state where I would just never let it stop again. Or no, maybe I would suddenly sort of now keyboard and mouse on PC, also I believe keyboard as well. Excuse me. A couple things here they might want to look at that's pretty interesting. If we can get down to it, is the fact that, you know, triple keybind. You have a lot of flexibility here in how you want to set up your keys. I want to give a shout out, you know, as all the work that happened over the last couple of years to update MCC and bring that to PC, and all the fantastic work from the Puck team. You know, being able to have triple keybinds was super important to the PC community. That was great feedback that we heard, and that's a good example of just one of taking those learnings and kind of that experience and bringing it over to the Infinite side.
Yeah, I think we owe a great debt to all the work that MCC and the Polish team has done with diving in, like, feet first into the PC environment and getting us ready for this.
You know, I'll hover on this one for a minute because I'm pretty sure I haven't been able to do this before in the game. Have I been able to actually just straight up drop my weapon for a teammate before?
Not that I know of, and honestly, it's been quite fun to use, especially when you're playing with like some less experienced players. You can just secure rockets for them and then hand it over to them. You know, they get to play around with a power weapon that they might not normally have gotten.
So, dare we say maybe this is the end of betraying your teammates to take sniper?
Yeah, now you just gotta extort them, I guess.
Possibly.
Extort
them. So a whole bunch of stuff here.
Oh my
you know, this is
God.
something else that we I think was mentioned in one of our but marking. This is also a new element to Halo games.
Yeah, and I'm really happy with the marking. Everyone is good, and the game rewards you for it. You actually get points. You get a mark assist. When someone gets mark, it stacks with your normal assist points. I believe there's a medal you can earn for marking enough people who get killed.
So I'll just kind of scroll through here quickly so we don't totally get inundated in settings, but it just goes on and on and on. So let me go over here to video as well. Something else I just kind of wanted to point out, which, by the way, I do not. That is criminal for me to be on a FOV of only 70. But you know, we heard. I think this has always been something Halo fans have wanted. We know, and everyone knows, the FOV really does have a dynamic impact on your experience in terms of not only just your vision, but the sensation of movement and speed. All those things are greatly impacted. So, pretty awesome to me that on day one we already have a field of view slider, and this is going to be available on, I think, on multiple platforms. It's not a PC-only feature.
That's correct. Yeah.
I mean, what's your preference? I kind of generally like to kick it up here, maybe in the 90 to 100 range. I mean, we can go, what, all the way up to 120 if we really wanted to?
Yeah, I usually like to kick it at 95 to 100.
All right, well, I'll split the difference. We'll go 95 there. But yeah, just kind of go through here. Lots of different nuanced graphical settings to really allow people to custom tailor based on, you know, their own personal preferences, what's most important to them on their PC hardware. If I didn't mention that, if it's not clear, we are playing on PC here currently, so you know, you will not have the full breadth of all these options necessarily on every platform, but clearly for PC, it makes the most sense. I thought this is pretty cool too, being able to sort of opt in or opt out of something that we call speed lines. So when you're sprinting in the game, we have some cool visual effects that help sort of really convey that sense of increased speed. But if I don't like it, I can just turn it off.
Yeah, I think the fact that we've got so many settings that are tailored so that you can fully immerse yourself, or if you're looking for a stripped down experience, if you don't want that, you can turn it off.
Same thing goes, of course, lots of audio customization here. Want to make sure people are aware of like things like subtitles. You can turn those off and on if you want to. I did want to call this out as well. I know you and I were talking earlier about this, but just a little bit of a public service announcement for anyone playing this weekend in the tech preview. By default, currently in this build, your mic is just set to full open, full hot. So some people might like that, some people may not. Personally, I was kind of caught by surprise when I was saying a bunch of stuff in the game, and I thought it was private. So I just wanted to pass my learnings on to you, so no one gets kind of caught maybe in a precarious situation there. So yeah, a lot of different options here, including Spartan Chatter. We'll hear a little bit more of that.
Yeah, make sure not to say the N word.
And then the last thing I thought would be kind of cool to really point out, we've talked about this a little bit briefly in some of our blogs, but we have this new system that we're calling Friend and Foe, right? Which, in order to really support and embrace our goals and our aspirations about leaning more into player expression and having a lot more cool ways to customize your own Spartan and your own Spartan journey, it just didn't really work anymore to force everyone into a default red or blue model, right?
Whoa, man.
And so by default we have red and blue outlines, but for accessibility purposes we know that various people can't see in certain shades, so we've got a wide array of colors that you can choose for both enemies and friends, and you can also customize the folks in your fire team to be another unique color.
Yeah, it is really flexible, really cool. I also personally being able to sort of, if I want to go old school and display a full gamer tag above someone's head, I could do that. Also helps me sometimes when I'm personally just trying to register a friend from foe. And then, you know, I should call this out. You'll see this in the UI menu here. The theater will not be included in the tech preview, so we won't have that experience. The theater is coming back though, so and you know, event timeline is a brand new feature. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, but you could probably surmise what that might mean in the context of the theater. And this is pretty crazy too, weapon offsets. So people want to be able to move that stuff around, I guess.
Yeah, I know people who like to get a slightly different gameplay experience based on some old school games where they have the weapon more centered, or some people like to just push it way off, or so far off that they hit their mic. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I guess, you know, one of the predominant themes here is just trying to give players as many options as possible to really dial in the experience to suit their personal tastes, right?
Yeah, I mean, it is just a set of menus, but I'm really looking forward to hearing people think of these settings and the things that they can put together to customize it to exactly how they want to be. I want Halo to be like the comfiest chair in your house.
I like that. All right, so let's back out of the settings. Something else I think we want to point out to participants in the session, keep an eye on this weekend. The news feed. Wow, this is like next-gen news. Seriously. This is just good to keep an eye on if you're playing in the tech preview. We will probably use this to convey play critical information. If the playlist experience evolves, we'll let people know through here, right? And I think Sam, we'll call this one out in particular, right?
Yeah, so we've got a notification for people on PC using AMD GPU. You're going to want to make sure you update the latest driver. It is a significant performance increase for PC users on AMD GPU. Please make sure you do that, and make sure you check out the news for that kind of attention announcement.
Awesome. Well, Sam, I think that's all I got for you today. Any final parting words or thoughts before we jump over and dig into some customization?
No, I want to see the customization too.
Thank you, Sam. We'll be right back in just a moment. We're going to be joined by Jerry here. We're going to talk about all the things you can do to customize your Spartan Tech preview. Be right back in just a moment.
A new day is upon us. A new generation built to fight. Together, we are unstoppable. Are you ready?
Man, you know, this trailer's cool and all, but you guys really have to make a new one, or make like make more than just this, because essentially this is all the marketing is for this game. Like, I want Infinite to do really well, but they need to.
Ordnance drop inbound.
They need to have better marketing. They have like this one good trailer, and that's it.
The flag is ours. Please call us at your earliest convenience. Now, show me what you can do.
I think the multiplayer is going to be bad. I don't know why, I just have this feeling.
And we're back. All right, thanks everyone. We are back now. This is our Halo Infinite Tech Preview live stream here at 343 Industries in Redmond, Washington. My next guest has just sat down next to me. Please welcome Jerry Hook. Jerry, head of design. Welcome. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Really looking forward to this. It's very exciting, and we're doing it live. Like,
this is
could
live.
not be more nerve-wracking than doing it live.
Just, I probably have like 5 people watching. No pressure, no stress.
Not
I
a
mean,
big deal.
it's just between us, right?
Yeah,
We're just
absolutely.
playing some Halo, talking about Halo.
Yep.
So Jerry, I think you're going to join us today. We're going to talk a little bit about sort of the player progression, customization side of the game, things that kind of fall under our live team umbrella. Kind of from your perspective through that lens, what are you and the team looking for? What are your kind of high-level goals? What does this tech preview mean to you?
Yeah, well, first let's really talk about what a live game means to us. Like, we have so much coming into Halo that we've never had before. We're on more platforms. We're on PC. We're free to play for the first time. So that means a lot, and that has a lot of changes that go into the fundamentals. And part of what I do as head of design is help ensure that everyone has their best work show up in the game. And the base fundamentals we use, we have some pillars that we're using to help make sure that our players get the best experience possible. And the first one of those pillars is player first. And you see that primarily represented in some of our attributes, specifically that, hey, look, the time and the money that you're investing in our title are extremely important. They're job one for us. That's why you see us move the battle pass to allowing us to have that battle pass be switched, and then players aren't feeling the 100% FOMO to, I got to get it now, right? That's a player first model. The other player first model that we're looking for is that our experiences, we want to delight, and we want to have those experiences, grow as we move forward. The delight's pretty key there, because we don't want to fall into some of the traps that you see with other free-to-play games where they just add chores, or they just add things that aren't really delighting the player, but the player has to get through. And so these mentalities change fundamentally what we're doing from a Halo perspective. Next big pillar is we want to listen, we want to learn, and we want to experiment with all of you as players. And this is critical. Like, Sketch, you're such a critical piece of this, of listening to the community, and everyone out there right now is screaming about assassinations and screaming about Sprint and everything else, that all the various community members, they want to have a voice in the hobby that they love. And we're hoping to bring that to you, and working with you and your team, Sketch and Uni, and as well as when you look at Tashin, you look at our esports communities, all of them have voices that we want to make sure that we can hear and bring into our experiences. The next pillar off of that is the story doesn't end with Master Chief. The story is actually your story as well, and our story is going to grow even in the multiplayer side. And this is pretty critical when you take a look at what Tom French and the team have done with Academy and all the other stories that they're bringing to play. That's your story in our universe, and we want to make sure that you have a story that continues with you. And then lastly is just for the team. You see so many stories of game development teams being burned out and burned to a crisp, and we want to make sure that our core pillar of, we want to be able to build a sustainable and predictable game for all of you. And that's really, really critical, because if the team isn't there and the team isn't supporting all of the experiences we want to bring bring to you, then you won't have those experiences. And so we have to do it in a very predictable fashion. The other thing, from a player first perspective, our players should be able to trust us that when we say, hey, we're going to go after, I've seen like the lists on Reddit and whatnot, right? And those lists are huge, right? And we obviously can't solve all of them on day one. In our launch, we're going to launch, and we know that we probably made some mistakes that you're not going to like from all of you, and we're going to need to correct some of those. And some of those you're like, hey, can you make it bigger? We want to go after those as well.
Hello,
so that's
I'm
all
Gisley,
pretty critical.
but you can just call me.
And so in this tech preview,
Hey,
which
wanna
isn't
play
a beta,
tag?
is, we're testing the technical side of it. And so you purchase everything. If you're in the technical preview, just go purchase everything. We need to test all of our services and connecting with our commerce engines and our commerce services. And Joaquin and our service team are just, man, they're on point. They're amazing, and we just need to make sure that all the technology works. But we will have some customization.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not a full customization at all of what'll be in the launch product.
What do you
but
need?
That customization
Really?
is going to help.
Here's the deal.
At
Don't
least
plan on.
help
Give me
us
what you
understand
can't
what's
live without,
important to you
and I'll make
from
sure
the
to
small
get it into
subset
the
that we're
embassy.
giving you to play with.
The rest
Well,
is
I
up
think
to
we should
you.
take a look at some of that. Speaking about my custom Spartans.
Okay.
I did
I'll
want to
get this
just
inside the
clarify
embassy
one
for you.
point. You're talking
I've
about
gotta go.
spend as much
I'll
as
find
you
you at
can,
the party.
buy everything.
Don't worry. Yeah.
Just to clarify, everyone invited to this tech preview will be granted a bunch of credits. So we're not asking anyone to spend your real money. So
Yeah,
in
no,
fact,
not at all.
we won't even take your money. There's no way to do that. So,
Yes.
but we're going to give you our money and ask you to spend it and just go have fun.
Yeah,
So
and prices aren't. None of that is final. We're just trying to get, some semblance of differences, so you as players would know what's
Yep.
better value, what's lower value.
Well, let's go back into the build here, Josh. I guess we'll go to my screen, if you will, and I'm going to go into the customize menu here up at the top. Jerry, I thought we might just kind of run through a few of these things, and then we'll kind of just navigate through the world of customization as it exists in this build, which, as you already noted, is just a subset of what we can expect to find in the shipping game. So I think we'll just go down the list here. People are probably very eager, I assume. They've never seen this. By the way, I do like this idle animation. You let it sit and it just kind of cycles through some really cool sort of 3D
Seems
assets.
there's no
It's nice.
The other cool thing is, like, you
medium,
just pop into
or
customization.
heavy.
You already know we're doing a lot more, and it's great to hear
All
Sam.
right.
And
Here you go.
notice some of the customization
Should keep
that's
you
going
light
on
on
with
your
bots,
feet
and in
hold
your own
up
hands
decent
with,
enough if- now that's
with
it.
your,
One free outfit
AR.
per so-
That's all in the game for people to play with.
All right, well, let's start by going in the armor hall, and then we're
Yeah.
just going to kind of quickly move
You
through
lose
here, and then
that,
we'll
or
kind of
get
bounce around like you and I discussed. So armor hall, pretty self-explanatory. This is where I'm going to customize my Spartan's armor, right?
And
So
that, you'll
right
need to
away,
pay
here we
like
go.
everyone else.
Now for this tech preview, because it's a subset, I'm going to have one armor core, and that's going to be my Mark 7 armor core. And Jerry, you and I have discussed this a little bit. Just there's been a lot of questions, I think, in the community since we first started talking about armor cores, right? And we've demonstrated this and sort of showed it off in our old overview video and some prior blogs. So how would you sort of best describe, like, what is an armor core, and sort of how should we think about that?
Yeah, so this is one of our new systems. So Christopher Blum and Jeremy have done a really great job here creating this system. One of the things when we stepped back in design, we wanted to rethink how do we help make sure that our players are really represented as characters. And when you take a look at Spartan armor, it's like strapping on an F-22, or maybe you want a set of armor that is like an M1 Abrams tank, right? Each one of those vehicles is unique and has a unique character. The other great thing about that, the thing we're trying to build is we're trying to make sure that the character of that armor really comes through. There's really no better way to show this than, hey Josh, you have one of the pictures, one of the concept pictures? Yeah. Okay, so everyone saw at the end of that amazing multiplayer trailer the samurai armor. When we talk about strapping on a piece of armor as a unique character, I think our first fracture core, and we call these fractures because they're not part of the main canon. They're part of basically side universes that you can look at. You can look at how we're trying to develop the character, and our artists have done an amazing job of really trying to represent the breadth of what we want to look at, maintaining the character throughout the entire armor set, and more importantly, allowing that customization, and you as a player saying, hey look, when I strap on that samurai armor tank, I want to make sure that I can make it mine. And this is the breadth in which we can really express, but stay within the character. We don't want everyone to feel like they're just all one part of a single vehicle, basically. And so then you can look at what the artists have been able to think about, and you take a look at the attachments that you're seeing there. You're seeing swords, you're seeing, you know, a bandolier, you're seeing grenades, you're seeing different hip pieces, you're seeing daggers, you're seeing darts, you're seeing whole different expression of what a samurai could look like. And that's pretty critical for us to help, at least in this first impression and our first moment for everyone at launch. Because remember, at a live game perspective, we are expecting everyone to provide feedback, what works, what doesn't work, what do you want to see more, and that's where the game will grow as we move forward.
Yeah, this is awesome, by the way. I'm super excited by the Yoroi Samurai in particular, which, by the way, we've also confirmed will be one of the first free pieces of content that players can earn in Season 1 by just completing a free event. Which is really cool.
Absolutely. And again, that type of completion where just playing the game and earning things is still a part of not only our DNA, but again, from a free-to-play game, we want to make sure that we provide multiple avenues, not just the battle pass, but you have different ways, and we'll show that as we go forward, different ways in which you can earn things.
Yeah, right now I'm just kind of cycling through the weapon bench just to give give our viewers a sense of what that looks like. So, you know, if I were to equip weapon coatings, I could check them out here. I'm just sort of scrolling through, giving people a chance to see some of the weapons that we have in the game currently that they'll be able to check out. So I really love this feature.
This is so sweet because every time you pick up a weapon, right, you take it off the weapon pad, it is your weapon, and it'll be skinned the way you want it to. It'll look the way you want it to. It is just a sweet feeling.
Let's quickly jump into vehicle bay. I mean, one quick caveat here is none of the experiences in this tech preview build will let you drive vehicles this time around, but of course vehicles are an integral part of our sandbox, huge part of the experience, especially with the return of big team battle.
Yeah.
So we're going to get to that a little bit later this year, but I'll just kind of give people a quick glimpse here of some of the updated models, some of these things we're seeing for the first time, I believe.
Yeah, and again, for what we're showing here from a customization perspective, you make this you. So you get to say, hey, look, no, when I drive my Warthog or when I get on my Razorback with my team, I'm the driver. I get into it first. It's going to look the way that I want it to look like. And so as you continue to play and you're in the community, you're going to have different looks from players, and everyone will know like it is you in the driver's seat.
All right, then I'm going to jump down one more real quick here in the body and AI. This one, you know, we obviously have a couple different body types I can choose from. I really love actually the depth that we've been able to go to now for prosthetics, right? Just an additional layer of customization and frankly inclusivity as well.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the biggest thing is just about, you know, from a philosophy perspective for player first is we want everyone to be able to represent themselves. You know, my sister's actually does build prosthetics for a living, and this is very important. It's a part of your identity. It's also, quite frankly, something that's really cool. And again, we're only showing a very small subset, so don't get lost in that. But the sheer fact that you can do your entire body the way you want to from a prosthetic perspective.
Have you given Malborn the gear you want to smuggle? Good. But the only, which means you.
So personal AI is another new addition to the game. We introduced this. People heard some personal AI in the MP trailer, for example. I know there's a lot of people out there that became instant fans of Lulu,
you should pass for a real
example.
guest, at least until you open
and I think,
your
you know,
mouth.
we'll talk more
Ready to
about
board
this
the
probably
carriage
with
to the
Tom French in a
embassies?
bit, and we'll see it in action in some of our
Don't
additional
worry.
footage. But
just make
you know, this is just a subset, right? So
yeah,
there's,
and it's also just the beginning. Like this is the biggest thing. We have so many things in which you can really express yourself, you know, the way you want to, and even your AI sidekick, it's yours to express. Like it's yours to make yours. And I think the cool thing is that when you see Tom talk about it, you see the modes you're going to use it in, it really becomes a part of the personality that you bring to the field.
Yeah, and you know, each AI here, for example, has their own unique voice, their own unique personality. Yep. It's really fun, and then you can go one step further if you want to, and actually even, you know, a subset of colors as well. So. Personal AIs are one of my favorite additions to the game currently, and I can't wait for players to experience more of that. And then, you know, we have one more grayed out area here, and this is where I'd be able to do stuff like my service tag and emblem, and you know, I think you've alluded to. There's more coming than what's in this build, so we want people to stay tuned. Now I think, you know, let's quickly, I want to keep things moving here. Folks are eager, we got a lot to get through. How about you want to jump over to Battle Pass?
Yeah, let's do that.
Maybe we'll switch. Josh, why don't we jump over to Jerry? He'll drive us through, and let's just talk a little bit about you know, what we're designating the Season 0 Battle Pass, and sort of what that's going to be for players in this technical preview.
Yeah, so when we take a look at ourselves learning as a team,
I don't believe
the reason why we want to do Season 0
I am
is,
Ellenwyn,
like the
the
rest of our live
ambassador to
experience,
Skyrim,
our
and
team
you
needs to
are?
build the muscle of listening to the players, of providing fixes, really
yes.
going through, even
I remember
veteran
your name.
people who've worked on games, game developers. When they go through a service, every game is different, every team is different.
Do I have your permission to uncork the...
It takes a lot of muscle building to really get into the rhythm for your teams to be able to add to the game. And so what we hope to hear from on the technical preview side is, again, what's working for you, what's not working for you, what don't you like. Remember, the build is old, so don't treat it as if it's final at all. So as we go into these details, just remember, just send us your feedback. Give us the details that you want to see or improve on. And we won't, again, because we're a few months from launch, we won't necessarily be able to fix everything for launch, but we'll start adding lists together.
We'll have to get
First thing I
better
want to talk about from a
later.
Battle Pass perspective is our
enjoy
challenges.
yourself.
Our challenge system is the cornerstone. It is the underlying
What does
thing
a fellow
in which we
need
go.
to
Now
do to
everyone's
get a drink
familiar
around
with these. We've done a little bit different. This is where you start
I need
seeing the
another
first rewards that you get outside of the pass. So we
What
know,
can I get?
right?
Here you go,
Games
sir.
are a bit different
Colovian
today than they
brandy.
were
See ya.
back in the day. In fact, back in the
What
day,
does a
most
fellow
people
need
only
to do
had
to
2
get a
to 3
drink
games
around
a year that they even looked at. Today, I bet you most of your
if
Steam
there's
libraries are much
anything I
larger
can
than
ever
that. And that means
wonder
players
is
are going from Sea of Thieves,
stand back
or they're jumping
and
over to Age of
boy.
Empires, and then they're coming into Halo as well. And we want to make sure that when you sit down, you don't have to absorb
As soon as you
an
distract the
entire
guards,
battle pass
I'll
to
open
say,
this
what are
door
my
and we
rewards?
can get you on your
You
way.
can literally
Let's
just
hope we
come
both
in,
live through
what are the
this day.
challenges? I'm going to go play my games with my
course.
friends.
I'll be
and I'm gonna
waiting
get
by the
rewarded
door
for it.
for everyone
That's
to be
pretty
distracted.
critical for us from a player first perspective. And then of course you're going to get people like me. I'm going to sometimes get sniper challenges.
Let's go.
Now, I'm not
Before
clutch
anyone notices
in
us.
any way, shape, or form, or Micklin or any other pro team. I will skip that challenge. So I'll definitely probably swap that for sure. And I'll want to make sure that I don't have to do that because I'm not good at it at all. So let's look at the battle pass. So we're going to buy this? Is that what we're going to do?
Yeah, we granted you. You're just like a real
So far,
tech
so
preview
good.
All right, so
participant.
this-
We have given you some money, Jerry.
All right. Good. I get paid today. Sweet. All right. Sweet. Got the pass. We're ready to go. So, as you can see, oh, I bought it, so now you can't see the free labels. Shoot. Oh well.
Yeah, well, you're right. What we're not seeing is a smattering of objects in this pass are free, right?
Correct.
So even if someone doesn't want to opt into the optional pass in the real game, there will still be a free track and things to earn along the
Yeah,
way.
the main thing you think of from a model that we have is every tier there's a free item and a premium item, and that means that every single player, instead of having, most systems you have large swaths of the tiers that aren't earned unless you're premium. For us, we want you to earn every step of the way. And for the preview, we're only having 20 levels in the preview to be able to go after. And so, obviously at launch, we'll have much larger. We're not going to talk about that too much, but the great thing you're seeing here is you're seeing customization all along the way. Do you want to go to yours?
Yeah, we can. Josh, you want to jump back over to mine because I had some development sheets enabled, so I've got everything already unlocked. Actually, Josh, switch back over to my feed there. There we go. So now that we have that context, Jerry, of kind of sort of where this content's going to come from, I'm back in the armor hall. I've just kind of drilled now into this. This is what happens if I click in on my core, right? So.
Yeah.
We don't need to go through all this. I know folks are probably eager to see some more gameplay. We want to talk about bots and arena as well. But, this is where I would apply my coatings, for example. Some of these coatings I'm going to earn. We saw the Keystone coating as a challenge reward, for example. So this is just a taste of kind of what I'll be able to do. I can't wait to see how players in the tech preview, I would hope a lot of people are probably going to easily hit tier 20 and max out.
Yeah.
you know, if not,
that's our hope.
What are you doing? You've had this long to prepare. Like, come on, you've waited for this. We need you.
Just be good.
Go crazy. But yes, this is just to give you an idea. As I unlock my content for the core, this is where I'm going to go in and be able to customize that. Yeah. And I mentioned this the other day, but funny fact, someone pointed out to me that if you want to, I think for the first time in a Halo game, you can have no shoulder pads. Which, you know, hey, if that's your fancy, go for it. So lots of different options here, and
yeah, and this is like you're not seeing things in here like armor effects or other categories that we have listed here. For the tech preview, it's really small, and so we tried to keep it basically the baseline pieces. Actually, let's talk about armor kit for a little bit.
That's what is because this I don't think this is really fully supported in this build. Though.
Yeah, so when we talk about specifically from a pillar perspective of continuing the story, the armor kit kind of represents a bunch of that story. And so when you see the season, and when we say story, we mean the continuing story of the universe from after you, when you're in campaign as Master Chief, what are the rest of the Spartans doing? You are a Spartan, and so your story belongs here too. But it's also a place in which you can show iconic characters within the Halo universe. And so a kit, for example, you might get I don't know, George or Emil, and that is an entire kit unto itself. And so you want to you actually want to go fly the, you know, do your battles on the battlefield like George. That's where you would go to get that kit.
Well, Jerry, this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
I think there's still a ton of fun content in here for insiders this weekend to experiment with, unlock, explore. I do want to just reiterate as well, we've said this prior, but you know, this is just a test, so nothing that people buy or unlock during this will carry over to the final game. We're going to wipe the slate clean. And as Jerry noted, you know, just we're looking for your feedback. We'll have information on Waypoint, by the way, as well as in your flight invitation that lets you know where to go and how to give that feedback. And you know, the team wanted me to also just give a shout out and let people know that a lot of polish work is still happening, so you know, everything from how things look and are presented, we're not done yet. So you know, I want to make sure we're giving credit to all the hard work that's still being done and will continue up until launch this holiday. Jerry, any final parting thoughts or words you want to leave to us before we jump over and bring Tom in?
No, I mean, enjoy your time, and you know, as you said, Sketch, this is a few months old. And we have a long way to go from where we're at actually today and what you're seeing. But please go test every button, play everything so that we can make sure that we have the tech ready for you when we launch.
Awesome. Well, cool. Thanks again, Jerry. Absolutely. Happy to have you here. We're going to take in one more quick break. We're going to bring in Tom French and the multiplayer team. We're going to talk about some bots. We're going to jump in, do a weapon drill or two, and talk about the Academy. And then we'll take a look at a match that we've recorded on Xbox Series X. We'll be back in just a moment.
A new day is upon
Again
us.
with this fucking trailer.
A new generation built to fight. Together, we are unstoppable. Are you ready?
It'd be cool if the armor kits, the way that they're suggesting they're going to be used, is you'll be able to have different variations of characters throughout the Halo universe. Specifically Spartans. So Halo 1 Master Chief in his 15 poly glory, and you know, Halo 2, Halo 3 Chief, Halo 4 Chief even. That would be cool.
Please, haul ass at your earliest convenience.
do.
Okay, welcome back again after that brief break. This is still our Halo Infinite Tech Preview live stream here from Redmond, Washington. I'm Sketch. And now I want to welcome Tom French. Tom, welcome, Associate Creative Director for Multiplayer. How are you?
It's wonderful to be in this room again. I've missed being in this space, so it's good to kind of just hang out. I kind of want to give you a big hug.
I know, right?
It's wonderful.
It's the closest, this whole process, I haven't come this close to human beings in a long time.
Yeah,
it
it's a
feels
little
like.
weird. It's a little weird.
Well, it's good to have you here. I
Thanks,
feel like
sir.
this has been, this has literally been years in the making, safe to say.
Yes, that is very safe to say.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about multiplayer, which is obviously sort of the key focus for the tech preview. So much like I've talked to Sam and Jerry about, thought we might just open up with kind of giving you a chance to, from your perspective and your team, how are you thinking about the tech preview? Kind of what are your goals? What would you like our audience to know from your side of things?
Yeah, I think Jerry and Sam kind of hit a lot of it on the head. Really, the focus isn't about like kind of fair, balanced arena starts. It's really about a tech preview. We need to get a lot of data. There's a lot of PC data we need to do. Now that we're not like just, single console focus, there's a lot of information we need to really strengthen up our back end before we launch this game. Really just make sure everything's strong for the fans when we go live.
Yeah, and a lot of work obviously still happening. We've kind of covered that. Now, I think we've got a couple, I think safe to say we have sort of two signature content sort of buckets, features, if you will, of this tech preview, right? We've got an Academy experience, which I think we're going to talk about here first, and then we're going to move on to bots from that. So let's start by the Academy. We teased this a little bit. I think folks learned about it for the first time in our overview video last month. So from your perspective, what's the Academy all about? Where did it come from? What's the idea behind it?
I'm really proud of the Academy concept. When we started the journey to, what was going to become Halo Infinite, we needed, I don't know if you know this, but when you go to play multiplayer, it's intimidating to a lot of people. And so we needed to kind of create a ramp for how players get there and kind of smooth that out along the way. And so we thought about, what are the obstacles that players have to do? And so the Academy is broken into, 3 core parts and then kind of a fourth extension to that. But the first part is a tutorial where we teach you the fundamentals of the game. We'll introduce you to the kind of the canon around the MP Spartan and what is the player Spartan's purpose in the greater universe. And then the next step after that, we have weapon drills, which we'll get to play with and talk about today, which is cool. And those are really about kind of just giving you a chance to put your hands on a gun in very simple settings, really just kind of mono-focused, right? And just really focus on how that gun performs and learn. And there's different skill levels, which we'll get to see a little bit. And then the third part is the what we call the training mode, which lets you play arena matches, basically, or arena slayer inside of all of our arena maps. And lets you run around and you can configure the difficulty of the bots, you can configure your loadouts, you can configure, I don't know, there's just a bunch of tuning knobs to let you really kind of soften the experience. And then the next step I would say beyond that is once you kind of get comfortable in there is we have 4v bot matches. So we have 4 players. Halo's a team-centric game, so we want players to learn how to play together kind of first and foremost and do that against bots before they kind of go start getting headshots across the map.
Well, you mentioned weapon drills, which is the sort of the slice of the Academy that we're including in the tech preview today. I think we should jump into a weapon drill or two. I'm sure our viewers would love to check that out firsthand. Tom, if you're willing, I maybe put you on the spot here.
See how much
I can embarrass myself. You know what?
Why don't we trade off?
Why don't we each do it, right? So I'm happy to go first, Josh. If you want to jump back over to my POV here. I've already kind of jumped into the Academy menu. I'm presented with an option for weapon drills. I did want to point out this is not the entirety of our sandbox, right?
No,
this
is what's in the flight, basically.
It's a slice, right? So I would expect more weapon drills. So, I think I don't know what fans would be most interested in seeing. I'm going to guess they probably don't need to see an AR weapon drill, right? So let's do something a little more exotic. Now, I might do this because this is one of my personal favorite new additions to the game. This thing is a beast.
It is a beast.
It sounds awesome. It feels awesome. And real quick, Tom, how would you want viewers to understand I got 3 options here for my weapon drill.
So there's 3 tiers of weapon drills, and the basic one is static bots, and they'll just stand there, kind of just let you get the hands on the gun, right? Shoot the basic targets, and it'll score you on your performance and kind of give you a grade so you understand how well you're using with that gun. The next tier, they're kind of on more just kind of simple paths or crouching behind cover and things like that to kind of show you how to use the weapon, get you to move to that next tier of how do you track a target across the screen. And then the third tier is more, they actually are doing combat behaviors. They're not firing back at you, but they're running around and they're ducking, and they're a lot less predictable. And so they're kind of harder to track. They're kind of using more of the actual bot behaviors and mentality. So
I guess I'll split the difference and go. I'll go like a tier 2 here, right?
Okay.
I mean, don't judge.
Let's see how you score.
Don't judge. There's a lot of pressure here, and I mean, safe to say, there's been a lot of internal trash talking as well, right?
Yeah, we trash talk a lot, especially about scores. Like, I mean, you know, we're a competitive team at our core, so that's what you have to do.
You know, and speaking of too, I think there is a cool. Not only is this a learning module in a lot of ways, but there is a competitive angle to it, and you know, I think safe to say down the road, the team's thinking about possibility of things like leaderboards and kind of how do we really bring that gamification competitive element to this.
Yeah, that was something that we really wanted in the core design, and just, you know, it just didn't fit into the schedule. So we're just building this kind of as a platform for how we can add more over time.
Okay, here we go. Right. Not doing good. By the way, that's something our fans noticed right there. We have damage per sort of location-specific visual indicators on damage, right?
Yeah, it's really helpful, right? It really helps just that pop where you're hitting.
Look at that! I choked right there. Now, are you a feather the trigger person with this weapon, or do you just sort of pray and spray?
I'll just be honest, I'm hot garbage with this gun. That's first and foremost my problem. I'm trying to get better with it. I kind of use it as like an automatic, but when I'm kind of at range, I'll switch to kind of the feathering.
Oh no!
Oh man, that pillar got in your way.
That was not a great performance.
Terrible.
2-star. I mean,
terrible.
I think there is a bonus for like a quick reaction, right? Like if I were to quickly zoom in on the target right when it appears, I think I might get an extra.
I think there's extra little bonus points and little twists around it. So
all right, I want to put you on the spot now. We're going to switch over to your point of view. So so first of all, going for the controller, right? Because we support mouse and keyboard or controller. Doesn't matter.
I'm a controller guy.
Whatever suits your fancy. Tom, I am hearing from our friends over here in the room that it sounds like chat is unsurprisingly very interested in seeing the BR.
You know, I think that's expected. Let's bring up the BR then. Let's see how. I mean, I'm okay with this.
I do like where you're going with the more exotic weapons, though. So maybe we just kind of break the rules and squeeze in a third game.
We'll squeeze in another one. I'll try to go the third tier, so people can see kind of the different behaviors. And so you see there were kind of more bouncing targets in what you were doing. So you'll see this. They should take a little more cover and stuff. But yeah, obviously a fan favorite weapon. I'm really nervous how well I'm going to score. Let's see.
Well, at least we're picking different weapons, so we're not really like we can't really compare each other against each other, right? So.
Yeah, people are already making fun of me in the stream. I can see it, or imagine at least. I'm really terrible about managing my reloads. I'm like an incessant reloader. See there, I probably shouldn't have reloaded right there.
Well, it's when we're missing shots like you and I do, it makes it a little hard to be predictable on that reload.
I know.
Too, right?
I really feel like it's part of my job to get better at this, and I'm trying, and I am getting better. I'm a little more better at, like, BTB is kind of my brag. But you can see they're kind of dancing around a little bit. They're strafing more. They're not just bounce patterns. I'm hitting headshots at least.
Yeah. You almost got this.
Crap reload.
Time's up. I think that's a pretty good score. Well, it's a new high score compared to whoever else played on this build.
I think nobody. So all right. So I hit tier 2. So rank 2. So yeah. So you can see like we're trying to kind of give you some grading so you can understand your skill level and like how you can get better, or you know a little bit like kind of encouraging you to get better, so you can understand where you're meeting.
All right. I think we're getting the request. Let's maybe take at least one more. You want to play one more since you're already in? Why don't you do it? I'll put you on the spot.
I'll do it.
So I'm hearing that there's a lot of interest in the heat wave. This is I don't think we've really seen or shown this really to date. So this is obviously new and exciting. A little bit unconventional, right? A little bit different.
Yeah, it's different. I mean, it has an alt fire, which is cool. It's something that's kind of new to Halo. I know Quinn and his team was really proud of that. And kind of how do we introducing this kind of concept into the game, and how can we use this kind of more in the game. This weapon's really fun, and the two alt modes, or the two modes, are basically vertical and horizontal fire. I can't remember how this drill performs, so see, one of the things cool about the drills is they're trying to do behaviors that actually encourage you to use the weapon correctly. So like these two were bouncing near each other, and so you can get a more optimal like kind of horizontal shot.
Yeah, and I know folks notice it's pretty nuanced there, but I think you're using your left trigger to sort of swap between those two different fire modes, right?
Okay.
Yep.
All right, get together, boys. Thank you.
And this will penetrate, right? So you can line guys up and just take them all.
Oh,
very cool.
Last shot stuff. There we go. Oh. I'm definitely not managing my reload. I feel like I have more time in the game, right? Like when you're in a match, you like hide behind cover, but this is definitely that like kind of stressful, which is in a good way. Like it helps you get better by, you know, going through the repetitions and the drills.
Well, the world watching doesn't probably help.
Yeah, it doesn't help. I think I'm more nervous about you just giving me shit after. Oops.
We're fine. That's all right. We ran the ESRB up front. We're good. We're good.
I can't help it.
Content may not be suitable for all audiences. Look at you, man. You're sandbagging us here. 3-star. You're a master. So
maybe we haven't tuned those scores yet, so maybe
we're not going to go through every weapon drill, but you know, when the tech build goes out tomorrow, the weapon drills will be available right away. So you folks that are in the flight can play to their heart's content all weekend long. We encourage you to do that, and I want to see people kind of see if you can beat Tom's score. There you go. Let's throw the gauntlet out.
Yeah, please. I mean, please beat my score. If you don't, I'll be disappointed.
So, Tom, obviously, you know, we talk a little bit about bots as it relates to the Academy experience that we just saw here, but bots is kind of the other signature experience as part of the tech preview. So, before we get into the specifics, bots are brand new to Halo. Like, what do you want the world to know about bots? What's cool about them? Why are you excited about them?
I'm really excited about bots because, again, like, playing multiplayer in Halo is a scary thing, and so it gives players, like, we have this kind of notion of safe and being able to play safe and offline in the training mode and things like that. And so having bots to really reflect kind of player behaviors is a big goal of ours. And so actually our bots don't cheat. I'm really proud of the work our bots team has done. They really are emulating player behaviors. They're doing things like watching the motion tracker. They're listening for footsteps. They'll like pre-nade an area as you get into the better bots and things like that. So they actually are kind of reflecting player behaviors back into the game for you to, even if you're a learning player, you can kind of, oh, it did that. That's something I can learn as a tool. But again, really just giving players safe places to experiment and learn and warm up. Like we found that, you know, the community was like, when we first started talking about it, they're like, oh, I can warm up before a match and stuff like that. And that was absolutely part of the intent. And we do it actually internally, or watching our pro team do it as well. So.
Yeah, they're no slouches either. I can say. I mean, let's talk about that for a minute. We know we've mentioned this a little bit in our blog last week, but you know, my understanding is we want to kind of ease people into the experience this weekend, so they'll be able to jump online. And I think sort of it's our second lowest skill level bots to start with, right?
Yeah, we have in the game we'll have 4 different tiers of bots. There's recruit, and then there's marine, there's ODST, and Spartan. And like we're gonna start with the marine level, which is basically kind of like a silver level player, and then we have the ODST, which are more like a gold, and then Spartan is I'm losing my words right now. But they are obviously the higher difficulty level. But we're trying to get, like really just they're the plat level player. Duh, I don't know why I'm thinking that. But yeah, so we're trying to just really kind of ramp it up. We want to let players play against the different spots, so we can see the different kind of how players perform against them. We know they're not gonna like, they're not shotsy. They're not gonna like just dong on you like immediately, even when we get to our highest level. They really are a warm up and a learning tool inside of the game.
Yeah, and I think, you know, my understanding is too that we want to get focused testing and data and sort of feedback on each of those sort of bot, you just mentioned the bot sort of skill levels. So if, for example, we get enough engagement and the collective community slays enough bots after we go live on Thursday, my understanding is, okay, cool, you guys have passed phase 1 now, right? So then we're going to kick off and escalate and sort of raise the difficulty up and introduce the ODST bots. So our hope and expectation is that everyone out there is playing so much, we're getting all the data that we need, and we're just going to keep ratcheting it up with the goal of, let's hope by Sunday we've got Spartan bots out there, and we'll really see how some players can stack up to that. And I believe we're also going to kind of gradually introduce maps in a similar fashion. So the big message there, I think, for tech preview participants is we need you to play a lot and come back every day, because we're going to try to keep that experience evolving and keep it fresh. I also wanted to shout out that we're going to be keeping an eye on our stats on the back end and looking to do a little celebratory shout outs on the Halo Twitter account. So each day we're going to be looking for which player has slayed the most bots, who's won the most games, and also I think kind of interesting, which team has been able to get 50 slays and win their game against bots the fastest. And what's really cool in a twist here, we're going to track all that. We'll shout you out on our social channels, but when this game launches this holiday, we're going to capture your gamer tags now and be able to grant. You'll be the first ever recipient of one of our sort of exclusive emblems, nameplates rather, for the Fire Unicorn, which has been sort of something that we've had throughout throughout Halo 5, a little bit in MCC as well. So pretty cool. We're able to kind of start that muscle now a little bit.
Yeah.
So bragging rights, high stakes, slay a lot of bots, play a lot, but don't slouch because these bots mean business, especially by the time we get to Sunday. So Tom, the last thing I kind of wanted to switch into as well, speaking of evolving experience, we're thinking about possibly turning on some classic Slayer Arena, I believe, as well at the end of the weekend, correct?
Yeah, so I mean, I think, the intent is we're going to start with live fire with the map, which is one of our arena maps, and then we'll go into recharge, or we'll add recharge, and then we'll add Mombasa, or not Mombasa, Bazaar, which is set in Mombasa. Actually, I really want people, especially our fans, to really look around that map. There's some kind of nerdy lore things in there that are super cool. But yeah, then at the end, the intent is at the very end, we'll we can unlock basically a chance to play some 4v4. There's a bug in there right now where sometimes you won't match at 4v4. You can get a 3v4 match. We should backfill somebody into that match, hopefully, generally within a minute or so. It depends on obviously matchmaking and population times at that point. But yeah, so it should balance out. Again, it's not going to give you that full fair, like, core competitive Halo start, but it will give players at least a first chance at like hands on stick to kind of put sights on another player.
For sure, and I just kind of wanted to reemphasize, like, our number one priority is the bot experience, and it's getting all the data that involves, because I don't think we mentioned this, but even just from the dedicated server perspective, a bot match kind of taxes the servers and uses resources differently than a traditional PvP match, right? So it is important to us that we load test that.
Yeah, the bots are actually, they're running on the servers, and so they're actually putting weight on the servers. And then it literally, because it's 4v4, 4 players versus 4 bots, you're going to spin up twice as many servers, and so kind of testing scale and stuff like that at that time as well.
As long as we hit these gates and sort of checkpoints over the course of each day, we could have quite a bit of fun here at the end of Sunday night, but I did want to reiterate what Tom pointed out. We are aware the experience does have some rough edges, but as long as you're willing to sort of put up with that, we'd love to jump in and be able to have that fun with you as well. So, Tom, I think the last thing that we're going to jump into here in a minute is we have one more gameplay footage. We have a full match we recorded. Before you do that, though, I have a couple other things I think I just want to rattle off. One, split screen comes up a lot. It's a big part of the Halo multiplayer experience. I did just...
God fucking damn it, dude.
On your couch, but then you can't load into the playlist together. So I just wanted to call that out in case folks get stuck in that situation. Something else that I just thought while you're here we could just chat about, I could ask you. Folks started asking this question as we showed off some of our MP content last month, and they're obviously going to sort of get the experience firsthand starting tomorrow, and that's about assassinations. We saw a couple moments in the trailer where we saw some clutch back smacks that probably would have been an assassination. Folks have asked us, are they in, are they out, what's going on with assassinations? So what's the scoop there?
So they're not in for launch, and I think we're just going to be straight about that, right? Like, we actually really love assassinations, and I remember being at an HCS tournament with Quinn Del Hoyo, our sandbox, right when I took my gig. We were watching a match, and somebody went to backsmack somebody, and they had assassinations enabled on accident because they turned them off, right? And they got this amazing assassination. It was a super hype moment in the crowd. But what happens at a lot of levels is people just turn them off because there's a gameplay disadvantage of it. And so one of the things we really wanted to do is take a step back and how do we think about how do these fit into infinite gameplay loops? And so one of the things that Quinn and I keep talking about is like when we bring them back, we want them to be back and fit right into our sandbox and the loops of the game and bring them back in a way that really just feels meaningful, so they're always an accessible tool, but also kind of a flourish moment that people have.
Yeah, so we talk about this a lot. Launch is only the beginning. Jerry alluded to kind of what it means to be a live service and those opportunities that it brings. This is a perfect example of something that I know is already on the team's radar, and I can't wait it's something to look forward to. And I can't wait to see how bots evolve and eventually, assassinations evolve. Bots will evolve too, right? No, you're right. Getting assassinated by a recruit bot would be I think you have to resign at that point if that were to happen.
I think we delete your profile at that point.
So I think one more thing we're going to show today, I know people have still been clamoring for we just want to see a full match. Just show us a match end to end. So we have that here today. We're going to do that right now just to kind of tee this up. I believe this was recorded last week or so. This is Xbox Series X game.